To summarize, things have been very difficult and a bit dramatic. And for about a week, where I had a terrible infection culminating in just around the clock pain. Um, as a result, I basically used kratom extract once a day for, I believe, I'm not quite sure, 5 to 7 days. And that's enough to bring back a pretty nasty withdrawal, considering I never fully get off of this type of thing. For me personally, though it pales in comparison to even just spending, if I was to say spend 5 days in the hospital on regular opiates, to be so considerably worse. I feel more so like I have a nasty like flu. Um, there's some additional symptoms, like the legs are probably the worst for me, and just the odd symptom of constant yawning and your eyes filling up with water. But other than that, it actually feels like the flu, so it's just I just something I would just get through no problem. Just frustrating, of course. So getting all that out of the way, um, basically this phase came just in time where things were starting to peak in regards to pain from urinary tract infection, and I was really starting to get out of my mind. I guess I was out of my mind in a lot of ways before that, out of character things, as I often do with these weirdo severe infections. But the phage finally got here, um, from a reputable source, uh, done legally through Canada, and had to be picked up and such. I suppose it's a bit of a gray area, but you know, I couldn't go directly to Georgia for multiple reasons. So, um, and it is definitely more expensive though. If I was just purely pick up at Georgia, it's not. The stuff can add up quite quick as well, with shipping back and forth and stuff. But still saved a considerable amount of money. Um, but yeah, I was worried as to of course, how quickly the phage would work, and if it would work, as in I had high confidence because of last time that it would kill off the bacteria that had shown up in my urine months ago, because you give a urine sample, a different bacteria showed up, showing a custom biofilm, and then it takes often a month and a half to create this custom biofilm, and $1,500. Uh, so it's a whole process. Um, the point being, I was a little concerned that maybe that yes, it would that there was more bacteria, different bacteria that wasn't covered by this custom would show up. And so far, that has not been the case. And two, it's worked very fast. One interesting thing I noticed is it definitely seems to improve my gut health as well. Um, it actually increases pain for a bit. I think maybe 4 days, and now my stomach feels better than ever. Even despite being in withdrawal, which can be a bit iffy for GI, that's for sure as well. So great news. It's truly hard. It's almost hard to comprehend. Uh, I'm still slightly dubious, and it doesn't help that I'm sick, and I'm still focusing on solely withdrawing off of this benzo, which in by itself has been very difficult. Um, but it, it's really looking like this could potentially be the domino or the missing link that will allow the other parts of my body to heal, because this bladder issue has been the factor that I haven't been able to cure, and that especially eventually impacted the other elements of my health. You know, having to treat it with all the antibiotics would flare up the Crohn's, and then the Crohn's would cause other, you know, even potentially permanent manifestations of Crohn's. Once that got severe, it's just a mess that fed itself. And of course, if your Crohn's inflammation is up, it would just be common sense that would be bad for your bladder, and put you more likely to get an infection. Though that's as you move along, in theory, I become less and less sure. But nevertheless, it just creates a whole mess. And the only reason I have a tapeworm, and tapeworm makes the Crohn's worse, all because I had to weaken my gut considerably with antibiotic for like a year or so. And then you drink some bad water, and it's like your gut has good bacteria is just demolished. And where someone my age would have almost, even someone with Crohn's would have probably fought that off. I didn't, and then so it just like goes worse and worse. And I'm hoping that we're now finally, this is the last domino to move it in the opposite direction. I'm certainly feeling and slowly looking better too. And so like I said, I'm always, unfortunately, have to be dubious, because of how extreme things have been, but it really could be such incredibly positive news. So I'm very much looking forward to the future. I hope I explained that well. If you haven't been following, I know it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo to an extent, even if you have been following, because it's just so so odd, so out there, so convoluted. But I'm hoping that things are gonna be a lot more positive in these coming weeks and months ahead. I still got other things I've got to deal with, but like I said, just one step at a time. This could be that first step that I need for all the other steps to come into place. So it feels great to do this video. I know I took a bit of a break. Really, this holiday and a day, I didn't really feel the need to post. There was no real updates. Just still in excruciating pain like the video before. And I also tried to post a video and the sound wasn't working, so I took it down, etc., etc. Back to regular posting of articles and videos, and let's just see how it goes. I'm really excited. So much love, and have a good rest of your day.